so many socks everywhere.
This past winter, I had the chance to go to my very first Olympics.
Well, Hudson's Bay, I love you, especially for hooking me up with some Sweet Gear, which is the official jacket for the Olympics. And people think I'm an athlete. I'm not.
Even though it's called Pyeongchang, half the games were actually in the coastal town of Gangneung. This is where the arena sports happened, and more importantly, where Canada House lived.
Let's go. I'm on my way to Canada House, Canada Olympic House, and we go see some athletes.
At the Olympics, each country has their own, quote, house. It's basically a home base where people can all come and celebrate and watch games of the athletes from that country. There's a special feeling when you walk into the house of your own country. It feels like a little piece of home when you're away and truthfully can't read half the signs of where you need to go. At Canada House, we wanted to speak to a few athletes who were recipients of the HBC bursary. You know those little red mitts that you buy every Olympics and you see them everywhere in Canada? Now, a portion of proceeds from those mittens actually go into this fund to help support our Canadian athletes.
I'm with Melissa Latoltz from bobsledding.
Simon D'Artois.
Okay. From freestyle skiing. You guys here with Eric Radford, which, first of all, congratulations. Stephen Blondin. I'm here with Gilmore Junio from speed skating. How you doing?
Doing great. Voice is a little gone, but a lot of cheering, and it's been a great time.
To anybody watching the Olympics at home, it's fake news.
Now, clearly it's not cold here. I mean, the TV showed mountains and people in parkas looking like they were freezing. But Gangneung was a whole other story. With Canadian winters, we weren't complaining. And one of my oldest friends bought a ticket at the last minute to join me.
How to make people in another country hate you as white blonde girls.
English breakfast tea latte has to be non-fat, extra hot, and water.
That's actually what she orders. It's probably the only acceptable time
To be this loud about where you live.
So it's a thing to bring pins to the Olympics. Became very underprepared. Team Canada, women's gold medal game.
And we were there for the games, but obviously our time was filled in between eating. Now, to find the best food spots when you're traveling, always look for lineups. Now, in the main shopping area, we looked down this alley only to see a massive lineup. Now, between the food and the atmosphere, this ended up being one of our favorite meals of the trip.
This looks so good.
You can't even like geotag the restaurant.
What it is.
This is how we have our breakfast. There's two different methods here, and we're arguing over which one's better. Do we use the coffee stir stick? Or your hands? Scoop. I'm saying this one because if I'm in the wild, I would survive. There's no coffee stir sticks in the wild, Teresa.
There's no cups in the wild.
So even though we were in Gangneung, we couldn't come and not see a mountain sport, and Big Air was on. Now you have to take a train to get to Pyeongchang, so it's a really good thing that nothing bad happened on our way there.
We thought we were going to Big Air, and then we found out the ticket we got is for slalom. So we decided to board the bus for Big Air. Anyways, our bus goes somewhere else.
We're committed. We're going.
The bright side, it kind of looks like a party bus. Whoa. After a whirlwind of a ticket process,
That took 10 years off my life.
at least we're here. Fancy the snow here. You know Big Air's big when they literally have to take a lift to get up. I've literally like recruited people to the skincare place because it's so good. How do you say it?
안녕하세요.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm not gonna do it again.
Yeah, gentlemen, chivalry at its finest. Barely raining or snowing. And he went and bought her an umbrella. And is holding it.
Also,
I have ice cream in my hair. It's a new high for Lauren.
Now, you can't come to Korea and not do Korean barbecue. And I want to meet and thank the person who came up with the idea of using scissors instead of knives.
I've been told that this coastal town is known for like seafood and crab. So much.
that's spicy. Oh yeah.
So we're sitting down at a restaurant and an elderly Korean man came over and was very, very polite. And he felt bad for us with chopsticks. So the entire restaurant laughed as they brought us over forks. It's very spicy. I can handle spice. This is spicy.
Now, we had to wrap up the Olympics in Canadian fashion, back at Canada House, watching hockey, eating poutine, and wearing plaid. No, none of that is a joke.